Hey Cleo, Sinister Moon, you know me, I've been subscribed to you for a long time now and everything. But I gotta tell you, this video cracks me up. And I kinda have, I'm not really gonna say, I'm not gonna go as far as saying I have a problem with what you're doing, because I don't. But I think it's pretty funny to say the least. Okay, so first off, the title. The title is fell. The title is 10 Things I Hate About U.S. Healthcare, but you don't even list 10 things. As a matter of fact, you don't even list anything. You mention a couple things that you don't like about it, but I don't know if there's 10 things in this video or not, but if you want to point those out to me, fantastic. The next thing is the sign. You hold this thing up for almost the entirety of the video, and it's like, okay, we get it. But the sign itself is hilarious. It appears to be like a bent up piece of construction paper or cardboard or something. And so you had all this space here you didn't utilize, and then you did the fancy dollar sign with the 2 lines. I usually just do the 1, like on the keyboard. And so then you have the 2 and the 5, which are roughly the same size, but then you have the 9 and the 4, which are roughly the same size, but not as the 2 and the 5. And then you got this 50 cents just all hanging out down here. It's like, what are you doing down there, 50 cents? And then you got this, 0 back here. It's like, what was that? Were you going to make the 9 bigger or something? But why would you even start out with the 9? I don't know. Maybe it bled through from the other side or something. I don't know. It's pretty funny, though. Anyhow, your story is you're attending community college, and your knees freeze up, and you faint. I think that's what the deal was, something along that lines. And the school nurse says you need to go to the real hospital, even though you say that you feel fine. So the ambulance shows up. Ambulance. Yeah, have you seen that video? Pretty funny. Ambulance shows up, and they take you to the hospital. They don't even use the siren, which I thought was hilarious that you mentioned. So they obviously weren't speeding. They weren't going really fast or nothing. And it's only like a 2-mile drive away from the hospital or so. And so you get there, and they do some tests on you, checking you for diabetes, checking you for any kind of diseases, and had you pee in a cup and stuff like that. But they find nothing wrong with you, and, you're free to go. However, your health insurance wouldn't cover the total because it wasn't enough. So, your deductible sucked and everything, blah, blah, blah. Basically, your health care sucks. And so, because they wouldn't cover it, you have to pay that full amount. And as a result, you somehow, instead of, ranting about U.S. healthcare, you somehow divert it to the fact that because you owe that money, now you can't buy games at all. As a matter of fact, you made a quote, can't buy another video game ever. It's like, ever? Really? I'm not kidding. You said it. You said ever. And I thought that was just weird how you have this bad story that happened. You obviously were a victim of our not so great healthcare system in the United States. But as a result of that, you want people to buy you games, because if they don't buy you games, then you can't do any more reviews. And your logic is just completely failed right there. And I'm not some chump that's just saying this to be a dick or nothing. I'm a guy that actually reviews games. And I haven't had a job for quite some time now. We're talking about 2-3 years or something. But I've always been able to find money. Okay, there's money everywhere. You just got to know where to go and get it. Okay? You can donate plasma. That's $25 to $40 a pop. I don't do it personally because my veins are too small. They turn me away. But you could do that. You can sell your stuff on Craigslist. You mentioned that you have some PC games that you could sell. And, there's all kinds of possibilities out there. Yeah, you could have a yard sale. You know, like, I mean, all these options are free. Well, pretty much free. I mean, if you're going to donate plasma or something, then of course you're going to have to, you know, have some gas to get there and stuff. If you're going to have a yard sale, of course, you know, your time is more the factor there. And, you know, stuff like that. But Craigslist is free to post on. And, you know, like, I mean, people just come to your house and pick the stuff up. So, I mean, that's like no time at all. No time or effort at all. I mean, you're a girl. So you could donate. You could actually, not donate, but you could sell ovaries. You know, ovaries, my friend actually sold one of her ovaries. One ovary got her $5,000. I mean, that's your bill right there. You know, plus a whole lot of extra spending money. But when you make quotes like this, and this is a direct quote from your video, unless I get a sugar daddy or you guys start sending me games to review or something like that, I don't really foresee any video game reviews coming. Oh well, don't do any more game reviews then. I mean, seriously, if you have PC games, use Fraps to capture your footage. Fraps, yeah. Download it, torrent it. There you go. I'll send you a copy if you really need me to. But there you go. And then you can do the same kind of reviews with your PC games that you did with Mass Effect here. And unfortunately, you had the stuffed animal covering up the part that I really wanted to look at during the review. But hey, that's okay. Something else I was going to mention was, in the beginning of this review, you actually mentioned that you had a GameTap account. Or, not GameTap, but GameFly. So why don't you go ahead and do that again? You know, what is that, like $15-20 a month? And that's, you know, I mean, as many games as you can rent in that time period, like a game a day, or like a game every 3 days, like minus like 2 days. I don't know. You could probably get like good 5 games in a month, and if you want to beat them all and everything, and that should be plenty, right there. I mean, I just don't understand why. I don't understand your logic of either I gotta have a guy to spoil me, or you guys gotta give me stuff for me to do something. You know, and we've had this argument before, a while back, where you're trying to when you're trying to do the same thing, and it just doesn't make sense to me. You know, and your reviews are okay at best. They're nothing that I would pay for. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest with you. Like, I mean, your video production isn't the greatest. You don't put a lot of editing into it. Like, it's usually next to straight gameplay. There's just a lot of reasons why your reviews aren't that great. Definitely not paying for great. And I think, like I said, there's plenty of opportunities out there to make money. You should be fine. You're a girl, and you're not bad looking, so I would say right there that can help out with things. You know what I'm talking about, obviously, because on your channel you deliberately say, I'm a girl, yet I play video games. You know, so, I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just bat your eyes a little bit, maybe, you know, wear a low-cut shirt, you know, show some cleavage like you usually do there, and you should be fine. There's plenty of opportunities out there, regardless of how you dress or look. And so, yeah, I just think this is a bad tactic. And if this was a game of chess, then I just took your queen, and I'm going after your king right now. But yeah, so just some suggestions. Take them or leave them. I'm sure a couple of these idiots will give you a game. But, yeah. Looking forward to that Mass Effect 2 review.